But I will tell you, watching Shadur, I said it last week, I'll say it again, it reminds me of the Colorado Shadur. I think my take is on Shadur, he's good enough to start in the league, isn't he?
In a surprising twist, Colin Cowherd has completely backtracked on his harsh criticism of Shedeur Sanders. Just a few months ago, Cowherd was one of the loudest voices questioning Sanders' NFL potential, not only before the season but throughout the early part of it. He didn't hold back, dismissing Sanders as a top-tier quarterback and even mocked the idea of him succeeding at the next level. Fast forward to now, and Cowherd has had a major change of heart. After Sanders' impressive performance against the Titans, Cowherd has suddenly declared him an NFL-worthy quarterback. This shift in tone is undeniable. It is clear that he is trying to stay relevant in the conversation, especially after being so vocal with his initial criticism. But here is the thing, it is not just the praise that stands out, it is the way he is delivering it. His words are full of backpedaling, and it is almost as if he has been humbled by Sanders' performance.
My takeaway on him is, if you look mostly like you look in college, then I think it's going to work. So I think he's a franchise quarterback.
The same guy who once doubted Sanders is now trying to get ahead of the narrative, and it is impossible to ignore the sense of begrudging admiration in his voice. The same Colin Cowherd who once loudly criticized Shedeur Sanders for his choices and abilities has now shifted to offering hesitant praise. His tone, softer and less confident than before, reveals a sense of regret for his previous harsh words. Cowherd recently remarked that Sanders is showing glimpses of the same dominance he displayed in college, and if he can replicate that form, he could very well be the starting quarterback for the Browns as soon as next year. Colin Cowherd is now holding up proof of Shedeur Sanders' skills, acknowledging just how impressive the young quarterback has been. He pointed out that despite missing 4 or 5 starters on offense, Sanders still managed to throw for 400 yards, calling it a remarkable feat. Cowherd has admitted that Sanders is steadily proving himself in the NFL, and it is clear that the quarterback's performance has humbled him. He no longer feels the urge to criticize Sanders, and his earlier harshness has been replaced with a more respectful, even awestruck acknowledgement of his abilities.
Cleveland was missing 6 to 7 starters and still had over 400 yards in bad weather. Humility works in the summer. It works in the fall. Humility works in the spring. Humility works in the winter. Don't gas your kids up too much.
Colin Cowherd, who once used Shedeur Sanders' draft fall to the 5th round as a lesson in humility, now finds himself eating his own words. During the draft process, Cowherd even criticized Deion Sanders for allegedly cashing in on his son's success. But now, with Shedeur proving himself in the NFL, karma has come full circle. Cowherd's earlier harsh commentary has come back to haunt him, and it is clear he has been humbled by Sanders' remarkable progress. Let us revisit what he said before.
I do. He's playing faster. That's probably the biggest gripe of him coming out of school. So this is the traditional under center bootleg. The big thing is after the fake, you gotta snap your head, find that end man. He does.
Taking a guy early because of that. A quarter of a snaps, the offensive line pass protection is so freaking bad that you're like, I don't care who you are, you're not doing anything with it.
It is not just Colin Cowherd who is shifting gears. Dan Orlovski has also done a complete turnaround. Not only has he apologized, but he has gone as far as analyzing Shedeur Sanders' game and declaring him the best quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. This is the same Dan Orlovski who, before the draft, was convinced that Shedeur wouldn't make it in the NFL. Yet with Sanders' impressive performances in critical moments, he has silenced all doubts, proving that his success is no fluke. Dan Orlovski, who was once one of Shedeur Sanders' most vocal critics, has now publicly apologized. Those who recall Orlovski's harsh comments will remember he called Shedeur one of the worst throwers in the game and doubted his NFL potential. However, after Sanders' standout performance against the Titans, Orlovski has completely reversed his stance, acknowledging the quarterback's growth and talent. The shift in Orlovski's perspective marks a clear change. as he now recognizes Shedeur as a legitimate NFL prospect. Even during the preseason, Dan Orlovski didn't shy away from criticizing Shedeur Sanders. He took aim at Shedeur's interviews, portraying him as an immature, nonchalant quarterback who wasn't ready for the NFL. It felt as though Orlovski had a personal bias against Sanders, mocking him at every turn. But now, after witnessing Shedeur's exceptional play on the field, Orlovski is forced to eat his words, admitting that Sanders' performances are among the best he has seen, completely changing his view on the young quarterback. In his latest analysis video, Dan Orlovski has completely reversed his stance. He wasn't just praising Shedeur Sanders, he was meticulously breaking down key moments from Shedeur's game, liveling exactly where he excelled. It is hard to believe this is the same Dan who relentlessly criticized Shedeur, even when he hadn't truly been given a fair shot. Orlovski seemed almost eager to see Sanders struggle in the NFL, consistently taking shots at him. But after watching Shedeur's standout performance, everything has changed. Now Orlovski is placing Shedeur among the league's top quarterbacks. Let us dive into what Dan has to say about Shedeur now.
Place to act like that as a quarterback. I think one, everything that you do when you're a quarterback, I don't care if you're first, second, or third, is a job interview. 3 is the backside right now. Man, that's awesome. We see that from high-level starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Very well done by Shadur. Changes the protection here.
Shedeur Sanders' journey from being doubted to silencing his critics has been nothing short of remarkable. Early on, many questioned whether the young quarterback had what it took to make it in the NFL, with voices like Colin Cowherd and Dan Orlovski leading the charge. Cowherd, known for his harsh assessments, dismissed Shedeur's NFL potential, mocking his skills, and even questioning his father, Deion Sanders, for showcasing his son's talent. Orlovski, too, criticized Shedeur's interviews and playing style, openly doubting his ability to transition to the professional level. They weren't alone. Plenty of experts and commentators were skeptical, painting Shedeur as another overrated prospect who wouldn't live up to the hype. Fast forward to the present, and Shedeur has flipped the script in spectacular fashion. With his incredible performances on the field, including standout plays despite a depleted offense, he has proven that the doubts were unfounded. Even those who were once the loudest in their criticism, like Cowherd and Orlovski, have had no choice but to eat their words. Cowherd, who once tore Shedeur down, now acknowledges his greatness, noting how impressive it is that Sanders could rack up 400 yards without key starter. Orlovski, once convinced that Shedeur wouldn't make it, now recognizes him as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. This shift is poetic justice. Shedeur's unwavering confidence and stellar play have forced even the harshest critics to acknowledge his talent. The very people who mocked him now stand humbled, and in many ways, Shedeur's success is a testament to perseverance. He is not just proving the doubters wrong, he is showing that true greatness can't be ignored, no matter how loud the critics are. Shedeur Sanders has stunned the football world, and his story is a powerful reminder that sometimes, the best revenge is simply succeeding. What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' incredible rise? Are you surprised by how quickly he silenced his critics, or did you always believe in his potential? How do you feel about the shift in tone from critics like Colin Cowherd and Dan Orlovski, who were once vocal in their doubts? Do you think this turnaround is a case of poetic justice, or is it a sign of how quickly perceptions can change in the world of sport? We would love to hear your thoughts on Shedeur's journey and the way he is proving everyone wrong.